Direction of acceleration. At the conclusion of this video, I want you to know how to interpret the direction of acceleration. Here's an example. Negative 2.5 meters per second squared. What does that mean? Does it mean that it's speeding up, or is the object slowing down? It's doing one or the other, speeding up or slowing down. But how do I interpret that negative sign, or if it was positive, how do I interpret the positive sign? There are 5 things that I want you to remember. First of all, when you see positive acceleration, that means the object accelerates to the right. Right means the positive direction. Now careful, when I say it accelerates to the right, that doesn't move that the object is moving to the right. There's more to it. 2, negative acceleration means that it's accelerating to the left. We often call that negative acceleration. Again, later we'll talk about what that means. 3, I want you to remember that a force causes an object to accelerate. There's a direct relationship between force and acceleration. Acceleration is always in the direction of the force. So if I know the direction of the force, then I will know the direction of the acceleration. And 5, very important, you must know the direction of motion of the object. If you know the direction of the motion of the object, then you can interpret that using these ideas. So let's agree on 2 things. This means the object is moving in the positive direction. To the right, we'll consider to be positive direction. To the left will be negative direction. That's the notation we will use in our course, and that's the notation most people use. So you've seen this chart before. I've changed it a little bit. We're going to look at the direction of motion, the direction of force. We're going to look at the speed. We'll look if it speeds up or down. And then finally we'll interpret what is the acceleration, positive or negative acceleration. So first of all, if the object is moving in the positive direction, the object is moving to the right, and the direction of the force is to the right, in other words, the direction of the force is pushing the object forward, then we know the final speed will be greater than the initial speed. It's being pushed forward. It's going to speed up. So it's going to speed up, and that means that it's going to accelerate. So the acceleration is in the positive direction. Acceleration is positive, force is positive. That's a great way of remembering it. Now what if you're moving in the forward direction to the right, moving to the right, but the direction of the force is opposite to my direction of motion? I'm moving to the right, but the force is to the left. What am I going to do? Well, the final speed will be less than the initial speed, so I will slow down, and that means that the acceleration is negative. The force is to the left, the acceleration is to the left, yet I'm moving to the right. I move to the right, and there's an opposing force, so I will slow down, and the acceleration is to the negative. Now, what if I'm moving in the negative direction? I'm moving to the left. If I'm moving to the left, but the force is in the positive direction, what am I going to do? I'm going to slow down. That means my final speed will be smaller than my initial speed, and that means that the acceleration is to the right. Let's do that again. Acceleration is to the right because the force is to the right. I'm moving to the left, but the force opposes my motion, so I slow down. Force opposes motion, you slow down. Force is in the direction of motion, you speed up. Interpreting the sign depends on the direction of the force. So think about what causes the acceleration. Force causes the acceleration. Now what if I'm moving to the left and the direction of the force is also to the left? Well, that means that my speed, my final speed, will be greater than my initial speed. That means I speed up, and my acceleration will be negative. Why negative? Because the force is negative, and the force is in the direction of our motion, so I speed up. Look at this chart and look at all the different ways I just explained it. Review this. Listen to this again after you've taken your notes.